It's a way of the Mr. Quickie, oh yeah.
Atheism is not an ideology. It has no reach beyond the one simple question atheism answers. Do you presently believe in a God or gods? That's it. There are no atheist politics, no atheist economics. There is no atheist culture or set of beliefs about the world necessitated by one's lack of belief in a God. Nor are atheists required to follow some kind of ideology or even pledge their loyalty to other atheists. Atheists like myself often, perhaps even predominantly, end up with a particular set of beliefs about the world and how societies should structure themselves in order to maximize human well-being. But that comes largely from an awareness of how bleak our world is, filled with how did Prager put it again?
This life is filled with an immeasurable amount of injustice and suffering.
Thank you. We've also realized that no one's coming to right those injustices or put an end to the suffering. The Enlightenment, with its anti-authoritarian principles of egalitarianism, individual rights, and the separation of church and state, set us on a new path never before pursued on this scale in human history. In speaking of the Enlightenment, the Council on Foreign Relations notes, quote, "The Enlightenment was an intellectual movement in the 17th and 18th centuries that sought to improve society through fact-based reason and inquiry. This path is not open to a people whose entire culture is committed to a particular holy book, which merely presumes its own worth and requires dogmatic allegiance to its worldview, especially when that holy book demonstrates no regard for human well-being beyond one's status in some imagined life to come." The Enlightenment thinkers imagined a dialogue about our concerns, both public and private, not limited by what allegedly holy men thought and wrote about thousands of years ago. They had the courage to wander from the straight and narrow way, which had created a literal nightmare in the Latin Christian West. This pruning of religion's powers opened up new ways of thinking, but also limited what could be justified by appealing to some holy text. And this is where the real progress began. Instead, you had to appeal to, as the CFR put it, fact-based reason and inquiry. So someone like me who embraces secular, pluralist, multiracial, post-Enlightenment democracy can't really make an argument based on those principles pursuing a course of fact-based reason and inquiry for something like, well, let's go big here, genocide and the theft of other people's lands. But I can definitely make that case based on the Christian Holy Book. I simply open up to Deuteronomy 20 and show you how a quote-unquote savage people are ripe for destruction should they not turn away from their wicked ways, in which case their lands become an inheritance for my people. And I'm justified by God Almighty to either make them slaves or leave alive nothing that breathes. All kinds of horrible paths, no longer open to someone pursuing fact-based reason and inquiry, will forever remain open, viable, and even preferred to those following their holy book. From misogyny and homophobia to slavery and cruel and unusual punishment. Atheism can't tell you which path to pursue, but it can limit your justifications and keep you from thinking yourself the agent of a being whose moral perfection must not be questioned. Once again, I'm me. Thanks for watching.